Now, if the range is less than advertised, and it clearly is, when you drive in real world conditions, doesn't this mean that electric cars are even less likely to cut emissions as advertised, because they then need even more charges of electricity to get to where they're going? And in Australia, that is still predominantly electricity made from coal and gas.
Yes, that is absolutely true, Andrew. And I'll tell you something else. One of my colleagues in the motoring press recently drove from Newcastle in New South Wales up to Brisbane. Now, that's a trip I can do comfortably in about 7.5 hours, stopping once to refuel. And even then, in many combustion cars, you don't have to. Took him over 12 hours. And the other thing that people don't tell you about is just the number of the recharging stations around the place that are inoperable or very slow. Everybody talks about wondrous recharging times with the very fast chargers that are around the place, but there aren't very many of them. And interestingly, I got him to drop into my place. There's a fast charger near me. It was great. We had an hour to chat because somebody had arrived 5 minutes before him, plugged their car in, and he had to wait for an hour while their vehicle charged.
Well, it's a good way to make friends, I guess, looking at the bright side. But I tell you what, the more often you have to charge, obviously, means also the electric cars are becoming more and more expensive to run. We've already seen a drive off between two Mercedes, Melbourne and Sydney. The Mercedes petrol version came out cheaper to run for that trip than did the electric one. Now, Paul, the Prime Minister today was spruiking the delivery of 43 electric trucks, most of them Volvo EFL electric trucks, at Team Global Express. Here he is.
This is a game changer. 1/3 of the heavy vehicles operating out of this very big facility in Western Sydney will be all electric.
Now, the Prime Minister was saying these electric trucks were a game changer. Here they were right behind him. These trucks in Britain actually cost twice as much as a comparable diesel one. And the ones the Prime Minister was promoting today were only bought with the help of a $20 million assistance from the Australian Renewable Energy Agencies. I mean, given all that, how much of a game changer can these trucks really be?
Zero. Apart from anything else, he's talking about, I did a bit of research, they're talking about 60 trucks. And they're not heavy trucks, despite what Prime Minister might have said. When we talk about heavy trucks, you and I are thinking about B-doubles out on the highway or articulated trucks. These are vehicles that are going to do short-haul deliveries around cities. The other thing is, 48, I think they're delivering, and the total is going to be 60 trucks. 60 electric trucks. Well, there are over 150,000 trucks on Australian roads at the moment. I'm not very good at maths, Andrew. Perhaps you get our old mate, Mr. McCran, to work it out. Okay. But 60 trucks against 150,000, what game is he playing that he thinks this is going to change it?
And is everyone buying a truck going to get a good, nice little financial assistance from the Albanese government? I don't think so. Paul Gover, thank you so much indeed for your time. Really appreciate it.